Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Blades of Avernum. Last episode, we happened to encounter Lord Putidus himself, and I'm pretty sure it's pretty much a given by now that he's a vampire. So that said, I believe it's time we move on. He pretty much imprisoned us, and we were basically spoken to by the gods and found a way to sneak out underneath his castle. So we're there now. We went through this fire area, and now it's time to go into this area, which is full of ice. And, well, I guess we can look around up there, but we're not going to step onto the ice itself, because that would not end well. It looks like we only have one way to go. Not anymore. Danger, do not enter without permission. Well, it appears that's the only way we can actually go. So this is going to be fun. In this room, the floor is covered with seemingly random letters. They appear to be quite unstable, too. If you step on the wrong letter, the floor will give way, which would probably kill whoever stepped on it. There must be some sort of pattern, a password, something that Putidus would like to be reminded of every time he has to get to whatever is beyond this. So, are we supposed to speak the name of God? Well, there must be some hint of it somewhere in here. No. Unless it's through the wall down here. His name! That's it. What was his name? We found that information up in here. Let's see. Magnus Rex. Putidus. That must be it. It makes sense. So we need to make Magnus Rex. M-A-G-N... There's no U after that. M-A-G-N... Did I read that right? Looked like that was it. Hold on, let me look at that book again. That's the only thing I can think of that has any sort of hint as to what it is. Let's see. Likes to be called Magnus Rex Putidus. I've only got... M-A-G-N... There's no other way. It makes sense, but... there's no hint anywhere else. And nothing happened when I stepped on these so far. If I step on S, as he is stepping off the space he was on, the ground plummets way under, gives way under your leader, and he plumets to his death. R? What? Maybe it just has to be the letters in it? M-A-G-N-R. Nope, that's not it. M-A-G-N-D? Okay, I may have only just started this, but I'm going to, take a look at the hints, because I am completely stumped here. Okay, so... I looked through the information, and what did it say? It said that the information... a book to the north should give you a hint, and remember also the meaning that the letters of the 2nd century had, of the Latin alphabet of the 2nd century. Dude, I never studied Latin. It's a dead freaking language. I mean, I get that this is completely a reference to, to Indiana Jones. Jehovah wasn't spelled with a J at the start, but I don't know that alphabet. So I figured as far as M-A-G-N, not D. What was it? K? No. V? Oh! Oh! V and U. That's right. Okay, I'm gonna reload here because I see how it is. Hold on. Alright, now that I actually get it, MAGNVSREXPVTIDVS. There we go. Okay. Should have realized. You enter a storage room. You can tell by the boxes strewn about. However, based on the paintings on the wall, this is not just for junk. Valuable things are down here too. 2 of the statues seem to stare at you as you walk in. Carved stone spirals. 2 of the statues come alive and attack you. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Wow. Okay. Going to reload here. If we keep our... Nope, they came and attacked us. And they are incredibly powerful. Jeez, how the hell did we deal with those? Okay. Reloading again. Okay, so obviously we get to a certain point and those things just attack us. So they are 3 steps away. We'd be able to hit one of them and then just... Well, let me save here so I don't have to walk through there again. Alright. after combat. Okay, we got one of them dead. That one's going to be able to attack. And we got it dead. Good. Okay. So what's in these two chests? In this box you find a steel key. Take it. Also an unidentified potion and a pylon. And a bar of silver. It's got bolts of cloth, which we don't need. Pitcher bowl and that thing. And heartstone spirals. You may as well use that on Aldous. Okay. Gotta get back here. Okay. Now I believe there was only one door that we could not open. So that should be our way out. But hey, we got through this. And we did. Okay. Alright, I think we can go a little further. Climb up. Ah, I see where we are. Where was the door out again? Oh no, we gotta go higher up. You enter a new part of Castle Putidus, much higher than the pit into which you were thrown. You have righted the situation down there and fulfilled the obligations of Pietas, like a true citizen of the Empire. Next, you must bring the justice of the Empire to Lord Putidus, who has committed these terrible crimes. Proper imperial values and procedures must be restored to this place. But as you walk through these doors, you see Calatinus. He is in shackles on the other side of this room, and he groans painfully as you enter. You should speak to him. Calatinus's wrists and ankles are bound by chains to the wall, his skin worn, past struggling or the useless exercise of two weak muscles against metal. He feebly raises his head to look at you. But then he cowers, as if thinking that you are another of Putidus's agents sent to torture him. He must not recognize you from your meeting in Umbratium. His face is badly bruised, and his shoulders and back are covered with marks from the whip. His skin has marks all over that seem to come from hot metal or pincers. Calatinus, how did you end up here? He looks closer at you and seems to remember who you are. His story spills from his mouth.
After you left the first time, Putidus came. He took my wife.
The words came out only with a struggle.
Then he came back later and took me. He brought me here, chained me to this wall, and has beaten me with those whips. Tortured me.
But why? What does he want with you?
I don't know. When he first brought me here, he tore off my tunic and looked at my body. He said, "Flawless. It's perfect." And he looked down at himself as if he would vomit. He grabbed the whip and started beating me. I screamed at him, asked him why. What had I done? But he did not answer, just kept beating me. I don't know what he wants.
What can I do?
You can't free me unless you kill him. The keys are on his body, but I want to ask you a favor. Please, do this for me. Lucretia is upstairs, nearby, but up many winding stairs. I saw him take her up there.
He breathes carefully, flinching with each breath, its agony playing across his face.
I fear he has done something terrible. Please bring her down here to me. I need to know that she is safe.
His body sinks down, leaning on his chains.
Please do this. I just want my wife back.
Fascinating. You start to walk north, but then you remember that Calatinus said that Lucretia was to the south. You have to check on her first. The staircase continues to wind up for quite some time. Do you wish to continue up? Climb the stairs. You arrive in a room high up in the tower in the middle of Castle Putidium. On the other side of the room is Lucretia, looking out the window and sighing quietly to herself. I bet she's ensorcelled, and I think the reason he was torturing the guy was because he thought he looked too good. He's vain. You approach to an appropriate distance. Lucretia looks even more pale and beautiful than she did in Putidus's throne room. She wears a simple stola, the mark of a virtuous Matrona. You notice two small cuts on the side of her neck near the base, the only marks on her perfect body. She is singing quietly to herself. You can't quite catch the words, but the melody is slow, sad, and sweet. What are you singing? She doesn't reply, but her singing grows louder, enough that you can understand her words. The maid cries, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. He answers, so would I have done by yonder sun if you had not come to my bed. Did you like my song? I know another, one about a willow. That was a pretty song. What does it mean? Mean? Oh, do not think on it. There's no sense lying tween maids. She frowns and falls silent without finishing her sentence. Is something wrong? Wrong? No. I am obedient to my generous lord, as is purely natural. Let me tell you his story, the story of how I came here. My lord was a friend for years, visiting Umbratium and talking away long hours with us. He regularly blessed us with his presence. One night, not long after you left, he came later than usual, and unexpected, and our conversation was different.
Lawrence, where is Calatinus?
Out with Brutus.
This late?
He's usually gone all day.
But aren't you lonely?
A little.
Tell me about it.
He looked at me with kindness enough to unlock words unthought from my heart. I revealed to him the secrets that lay deep within. Why did I marry, my lord? To stay behind and tend this bar? No! I promised to him all of my virtue so that we might make use of it and not let it lie moth-eaten while he pursues other mannish activities.
Such virtue! Any man would be lucky to have such a woman.
Do you truly think so?
Yes. I have believed nothing in my life so truly.
Sometimes I just want to be held, protected in the night from the terrible creatures of the forest.
Do I dare?
What?
Do I dare let go my thoughts, expose my nether landscape to the inquirer's knife? I must! My duty to your hospitality demands no less.
He asked me to come with him back to Castle Putidium. I stared, transfixed. How could I refuse? My good lord, my kind lord, my sweet lord, having offered me a place in his own house, to be lonely never again, to leave dull care for pure wonder. I accepted.
If you came willingly, why is Umbratium destroyed when we returned?
Lucretia looks confused. I do not know. Lord Putidus did no damage when we left. If the town was ruined, Calatinus must have done it. Since then we have been here. He has shown me nothing but kindness, the utmost care for my virtue. At first he tended my virtue as a garden of delights. He let me stay here, in that bed, where he would sometimes lay beside me, marvelling at my pure white body. He promised to make me purer still. But when I was less than virtuous, he would grow angry. He swore and raged, and seized my arms, and threw me onto the bed. When I did not admit his love, I was a traitor, punished rightly and duly. I have as late not been generous to my lord.
Her voice breaks.
He drinks my impurity out, taking it all upon himself, and I fear that it has not sat well inside him. He admires my virtue more and more as he feels the loss of his. He stares unwaveringly at me, as if to see my inward parts shown all over my body. I do but say nothing. I know not what to say.
She falls silent, staring. I understand your desire for appreciation and love, but you're not going to find it here with Lord Putidus.
No? I have nothing else. You're about to say Calatinus. Think not of that, for I cannot go back to him. That already failed once, and do you really think that by now our relationship will improve? No, I must be with our Lord here.
She stops before the bed, frowning at it. Slowly she turns back to you.
I see now. I understand what he meant. He said that he was purifying me with his warm kisses on my neck that drained out my blood. I must be as virtuous as he desires. Let the solid flesh... before you can move, she has drawn a dagger from under her clothing, and she has torn the folds of her stola away from her neck. I die here blameless. I kill myself first, so that he may love me after. She lays back onto the bed as she drags the edge of the dagger along her throat, right where the two small holes are. In the bed where she and Putidus have lain, she opens her veins, and her blood spills all over the sheets. You run to her body, hoping to help in some way, but she is already dead. Her ivory cheeks, pale from loss of blood to the vampire lord, are now even more pale and beautiful. Her coral lips fade icy blue, soft skin hardening as armor against sin. Now, only now, she is beyond all human wickedness, all sufferings, all madness. Even as you watched her commit suicide, you knew that Putidus was responsible for this. What is due to him is for you to decide. Lucretia has chosen her own fate, but you must make one for the man behind this. Sorry, the text ran a bit fast for me over there. I was unable to do anything about it. I should have, but I didn't. Calatinus, I am afraid I must tell you some sad news. He listens with every fragment of his tattered energy as you tell him what she said, what you tried to tell her, and what she did. When you reach the point at which she slew herself on her bed, he falls to his knees. Oh, she was most heavenly true. At the Styx itself, she and the Elysians forever to be, murdered by him who claimed to make her more pure. His purity meant death. She was most virtuous without his purity. His head droops, his body hunched to the ground. He hangs from his chains limply, not speaking, not responding, just numb. You try to rouse him, but you can't. All that's left is to deal with Putidus himself. And that we'll do in the next episode, because I think this episode has gone on long enough. It's been a bit short, but I'm not entirely certain of how long I've been at this, so I'm just going to end this here. Next episode, we'll deal with him. Till then, I'm Chestroke44, that is Aldous, Bozo, Cordelia, and Mycroft. This has been a Blades of Avernum Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.